Welcome to Reddawn Media. I'm Matt Levine. It's time for a Reddawn 66. What does that mean? I've got 6 headlines, 6 thoughts. Let's kick it off with headline number 1 from the oldest newspaper in America. There's some trivia for you. It belongs to the New York Post. You see it right there. The mess they left us. What does this allude to? President Joe Biden. I guess he's still the president today. Scary thought. And the Vice President, Kamala Harris, who, disclaimer time, is the selected choice as presidential nominee for the Democrats. She has not earned one American citizen's vote to be where she is. Now, Joe and Kamala have certainly left us a mess. A couple of bullet points that the Post points out. The first one alludes to the U.S. being 100% of GDP for the first time since World War II, the big one. The second one is pointing out Biden trying to spin world chaos to the UN during his address this week. Now, I have a whole laundry list of lowlights. There you see him, the Biden-Harris accomplishments, sarcasm, wink, wink. Right? You're living these. The high cost at the grocery store, energy costs rocketing. You go to the gas station, I can't fill up. Quarter tank, half tank. I'm in business and hope I don't do a whole lot of driving because sometimes you get back there, it's 72 hours later and you're like, oh God. Right? You bust out your debit card and you know the deal. Also, the immigration problem. Illegal aliens invading our country and so on and so forth. But here's my thought in reference to headline number 1. The mess they left us is astonishing. That these two imbeciles can flush nearly 300 years of America right down the toilet, down the friggin' commode in less than 4 years. Shame, shame, shame. Let's move on to headline number 2 from the Washington Examiner. You see it right there. It reads, Biden Commerce Secretary calls for Trump to be extinguished for good. Let me say that again. Extinguished for good. Her name is Gina Raimondo. And my thought here, as she expressed her thought and conveyed this message to an interviewer, if you want to call him a journalist, another wink, wink, more like propaganda activist at MSNBC yesterday. That's the language she used. This is a woman who's been able to make it in her career all the way to the cabinet of a president of the United States as a commerce secretary. She's not smart enough to use a different language. She couldn't have phrased it this way. We're looking to beat Trump in the election for good this November and send him into retirement for good. Instead, she had to use that word extinguish. What is she doing there? Reaching out to some wackadoodle, another nut job amongst the masses, sending a message that we need you to pull the trigger, send another bullet towards 45 and take care of them for good. How else am I supposed to read into it when a woman supposedly this smart doesn't know better than to use that language? Gina, you suck. Let's move on to headline number 3, brought to you by the fine folks at ABC News. Wow, they did a real bang-up job on that debate, didn't they? This is all sarcastic, and again, I keep using it, wink, wink, wink. However, let's not deter. Let's stay on point. The headline from ABC, Trump suggests Iran tied to assassination attempts, issues a blunt warning. You're damn right he did. POTUS 45, take it away.
Been threatened very directly by Iran. And I think you have to let them know, because the best way to do it is through the office of the president, that you do any attacks on former presidents or candidates for president, your country gets blown to smithereens.
And that was Trump yesterday in North Carolina, as he continues to stomp in those battleground states. My thought here, that's how a real, and when I say real, I would put that in caps if I was writing, R-E-A-L. That's how a real president of the United States of America handles his business for the American people. Nobody F's with America. Nobody F's with America on Trump's watch. End of story. Let's move on. Headline number 4 from CBS. Biden says he'll continue policy work after leaving office. He even said, I'm not going away. How about that? I just want to remind you my thought here. Would anyone ever believe he's going to keep working after he's in office when he never worked while he was in office? Now, the crack research staff of one here at Reddawn Media went to work and put together this information. And here's the meme to share with you. 40% of Joe Biden's term as of September 7, 2024 has been spent on vacation. 532 vacation days out of 1,326 worked. Sure, Joe, we know you're going to be pushing policy and working really hard after hardly working the last 4 years. On to number 5. And this headline belongs to NBC. Trump to rally next month in Pennsylvania, where his first assassination attempt took place. My thought. The headline reads, his first assassination attempt took place. Of course, there was another one. And it almost conditions you into thinking that this is something that happens on a regular basis. Political figures, former presidents who are running for office to become president again. That's just another, assassination attempt. Right? And it's just, part of life. Like the wind blowing. And when I think of that, I think of the fact that this is not the America I grew up in. These are headlines or actions that become the norm in a banana republic. There you have it. The stars removed for the banana. Man, it's a sad day in America right now when you've got headlines like this. And finally, it brings me to headline number 6. Macklemore dropped as Vegas Festival headliner after F America chant. So a few days back in Seattle at a show, the Seattle-born talent, he's a rapper, songwriter, singer, talented artist, blurted this out. Now, he's been a proponent against President Trump. He's been an advocate for the terrorists in Gaza. He's donated to funds before that support the terrorists. And he hasn't had nice things to say about America in a long time, at least. A couple of days ago in Seattle, the world finally found out on the big stage. So this festival in Las Vegas did away with Macklemore. And the interesting thought here, the prevailing thought is, a guy like that could make nearly $30 million in revenue over his career only in America. Only in America. What an ingrate. I'll let the meme take my thought away right here. You don't like it, get the hell out. We don't need you, Macklemore. Find another place to live. Find another place to hone your craft and see if you can become Macklemore in another place other than the great United States of America.